here at Yas Island in Abu Dhabi for the Formula One Grand Prix. The Yas Marina circuit was completed in 2009 and we've seen a fair share of celebration and commiseration over the years since then. The scenery may be spectacular, but this weekend, all eyes will be on the track. There's a reason why the Yas Marina circuit is used as a test track. The long straights put engine power through its paces, while the twists and bends make medium speed downforce just as important at this challenging circuit. This is it. We're down to the last few races of the season, and it's time for that final push. Who will be crowned champion at the end of it all? We'll find out soon enough. So, without further ado, let's get started.
I'm a fool for your love.
Hey guys, you join me here, Snow96, and we're back on Formula Manager 2022. So we're here for the final race of the season at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and not much to report in terms of pre-race, no updates to the car. We've been heavily focused on next year's car. So we've gone through the 3 groups of practice here, and we're now just getting set to go for qualifying. Theo did have a big crash in practice 3 and had to retire, but managed to run through his program anyway, and we were pushing in the last few minutes and not too pushed about it. We have spare parts, we're all good, I think. So all going well, guys. I don't know, we'll see, will we get out of Q1? We'll see. We haven't really managed it many times this year, not on raw pace alone. So this will be our final test to see can we do much with it. And yeah, if you stay tuned towards the end as well, we'll probably do the season review that will come up, just to see how our season went, which I think we all can agree was probably a pretty good season in standard terms for Williams anyway. And hopefully we'll get a look at next year's car. We'll see how far we get. So that's it, guys. We'll be back here in a second for qualifying for the final time in our first season as Williams team manager.
We'll be kicking off today with the final practice before moving on to the qualifying session. Each team will be looking to build on the progress they made during yesterday's practice sessions. When it comes to preparation, absolutely nothing should be left to chance. Everything has to be just right. Of course, by the time the cars hit the track, well, there are some things in Formula One that no one can prepare for. Strap yourselves in. This is Formula One.
So guys, we're here for the final time in qualifying. People are starting to get out of the pits now. I want to see, can we sneak Alex out as well? We managed to get T out into a nice pocket of clean air. You can see from our first runs, we're pretty close to the back of Tsunoda, about a tenth in it. So hopefully with Alex we can improve that a little bit. Now he's up behind Gasly with a fast charging Red Bull on his tail. So we're just going to move through this lap nicely, and we'll then jump on board as always, and we'll see how our drivers are doing. So Theo is coming across the line. We'll bring up our timing screens for both drivers, and we're on board now with Theo. So again, there's about a tenth between our drivers, which has been kind of the case all season, kind of a tenth or 2 tenths between us. But next year I'm really hoping that we can develop Theo into a proper racer. He won't be doing many media performances or anything like that. Alex will take that hit, and Alex will also take a hit for our new reserve driver, whoever we decide to pick. We have a couple of options, and we do need to re-sign Alex to a contract as well. Thought I had one agreed before the Japanese Grand Prix, but it never came true. So he is going to run out of contract, I'd say, after this race, but hopefully we can sign him back up. We're suitably impressed with how they're both performing, and we're both being in the first sector, so that's a great start. So Theo is shooting along. We'll jump on board with Alex, and there's nobody really in front of him, so that is good. Theo goes green in the second sector as well, guys, so Alex is a little bit slower, so Theo's getting ready to come across the line shortly. Need to refuel, we can ignore that. Checker flag, Theo's across the line. and ooh, he sets a time that's pretty close to Alex, but still didn't beat Alex. The main thing is he did beat the Aston Martin so far, which is a good start. And again, we can ignore the refuel for Alex. Coming across the line, Alex didn't improve lap time, guys. That's a little bit disappointing. So for the final time this year, we have not managed to get out of Q1. Probably no great surprises there, but we are a lot closer to the back of that midfield, and that is encouraging. Literally less than a tenth from us to Lando. And now I know Lando is yet to complete his flying lap. He might improve, but either way, we're pretty close to the back of that midfield fight. So all going well. Developments next year's car, we can close that gap right up. And finally, Sebastian did manage to beat us. Well, he beat Theo, but not by much. So again, that's encouraging. So if we can replicate what we did in the previous Grand Prix, guys, we'll be in good standings. So we'll find out shortly, and we'll be back here in a second with the Grand Prix.
Tension continues to build here as race day begins.
Williams had a good performance in qualifying. Now they'll be eager to demonstrate that they can have an even better race. AlphaTauri did rather well in qualifying. Let's see if they can manage to achieve a strong start for the race itself. And the clouds today look very ominous, which means that teams may have to contend with rain at some point during the race.
And the anticipation is reaching boiling point here at the Yas Marina circuit. Do you think it's time to get started? Well, the fans here at Abu Dhabi do. It's a cloudy night tonight, but otherwise the weather looks good for the race. Here we have Alexander Albon. Slower than most yesterday, so today they'll be starting from the bottom half of the grid. And looking at the second Williams car. With their starting position in the back 10, they'll have their work cut out for them. And we're just moments away now. Anything could happen. It's the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
So here we go, guys. Getting ready for lights out.
It's lights out, and away we go.
And we are racing. We are racing. Oh, wrong camera. I meant to click here. So Theo's dropping down the field a bit. We're going to jump with Alex because we have him on deploy and attacking. Because we can. And what I like is though that they don't seem to back out of lanes, which is a good thing. Before a driver used to make a move and they would just pull out of that lane just a little bit, and that doesn't seem to be an issue too much more.
Just gained by Williams.
So that's good. And we can see Alex is really making a good go of it here. And if we can get on the back of Hamilton, I think we'll be in a good position for the race. Ooh, what a brave move down around the outside. And I think we'll have the inside here. So we're just going to flick to neutral with both drivers because we want them now to just kind of maybe hang to where they are. In fact, where is Theo? Actually, Theo could probably keep deploying just a little bit more. We need to get him past.
Full deploy.
We'd just like to get him past Sebastian if we could and get him onto the back of Lando, because I think that would be a better race run for us. Russell's and Ocon team and Bottas are way out of position. Not sure. Oh, engine penalties. Obviously, engine penalties. So yeah, I don't think it's going to happen for Theo, unfortunately. Alex sitting nicely in P11. And we're just going to speed it up now just a little bit, guys. So we're getting into that phase of the race where we just need to get to the DRS window. And if we can maintain the slipstream here from Magnussen, who's going to lose it shortly himself, hopefully we'll be in a strong enough position to keep attacking.
Mercedes moved up a place.
It's an interesting old race behind us at the moment, but Ricciardo's acting as a bit of a buffer for us, so we'll take that, guys.
Stay firm on DRS.
So that is the DRS confirmation, so we're just going to now get Theo to push on with the fuel burn. And hopefully for Alex, we won't, because Mick, or not, yeah, it is Mick Schumacher, sorry, not, or yeah, it is sitting there in P10. But now that we all have DRS, this will become a little bit of a train that hopefully we can gap just Ricciardo, and at some stage later in the race we might be able to do something with Albon. We'll have to see. It's now Tsunoda who's there.
Just advanced.
And Portillo is falling backwards as the quicker runners are starting to come through on him, which we would expect. And both our drivers are running a two-stop race here today, but they're on different strategies. Alex is more aggressive from the start, whether Theo is much more of a conservative towards the end, and then he'll push. Whether Alex's middle stint will be a conservative long stint on the hards. So we've had a crash, not sure who crashed, somebody did go down. I think it's Tsunoda.
Currently yellow at 7.
So we'll have a quick look at Tsunoda and see what happened.
The focus on Tsunoda.
All by himself. What has he done? Oh, big lock up.
Clearly something went very, very wrong.
Oh, Tsunoda's gone straight into the wall there, guys. That's not good. So again, we're just going to speed the time up here, guys, and just see can we get anything going.
Alfa Romeo just moved up a place.
So again, Portillo is being slowly overtaken by everybody, but hopefully now he can stay on the back of Bottas. I would be rather hopeful of that, because as I say, his strategy is to run conservative and then aggressive. Whether, I don't think he is going to be able to do it, is he? Looks like Stroll is going to be even catching us. But Alex is holding shape here, and the DRS is helping us nicely. And we just need to go to balance there for a little bit. And we'll probably have to go balance with Theo as well. So it's interesting how our two drivers are having very different races off the start. And this is where we just need to work with Theo to get him into this position where he can really just attack races. He's not there yet. He's still a young driver and developing. So that's where we need to keep at least one experienced driver, where we want to re-sign Alex for that exact reason. And hopefully we can get him for maybe a little bit more money than what he's on now, but roughly keep him on the same bonuses. So you can see now Russell is starting to come through the field, and he will be catching us shortly. And from the look of it, we could be losing our DRS here with the boys. We just had to go to conservative fuel, so that's costing us a bit of lap time, but yeah, our car performance isn't there to be hanging with these guys anyway, so it's an achievement in itself that we are doing it. So we'll focus on Theo here for a little bit, see how his race is going. He's managing to stick with the back of this group in front as they squabble amongst themselves. And it looks like Vettel now is becoming a bit of a roadblock, so he'll probably start slipping down shortly. Ocon, Norris, Bottas should all get by him. And that would leave us fighting with Sebastian. So far so good. Nothing to complain just about yet. Now our first stop with Alex is going to be very early, probably around lap, I think it's 12 to 15 in that window. As you can see, he's burning up through his tyres pretty quickly. So it would be ideal if we got a safety car there, because that would really pay dividends to Alex's strategy. But it's nip and tuck up front as well, guys, between the Ferraris, and Alonso's doing a good job there. Perez and Verstappen fighting hard. So this is the battle for the front. Ooh, Perez cuts up Verstappen there. Now, Leclerc has the Drivers' Championship 1, and I'm sure Ferrari have the Constructors 1. So it's really just a formality. And somehow Theo has done an overtake. So Alex has just entered his pit window, but we're going to stay here with the battle for the lead and see what comes of it. We'll flick the external view, and you can see actually, guys, Fernando is right there as well. So that's fantastic, and for some odd reason, Joe is, well, it's not some odd reason, Joe's having another fantastic race. But you can see there's a queue of cars behind him, and we're tucked up in that. Thankfully. Russell is right on our tail though. So we'll have to say Russell is bang on it. But we're mentioned to keep pace so far with these guys. Now the problem is when we pit early and they don't.
Just gained by Williams.
Oh, Tio's making nice work here. So what are people's tyres like? A lot of people are on the softs. So that bodes well for us. Because they'll all be doing a similar kind of a strategy, and hopefully by hitting the hards earlier we can maybe undercut. We'll just have to see. Kind of worked for us in the last race, so we're trying something very similar. Again, just trying to figure out these new tyre models, how it all works. And so far, so good for us. Now, it's important we don't lose that DRS. And I think we might have, so I think, yep. I think Russell will be through us pretty quick.
Just gained a race position.
And it's still nip and tuck here between the guys at the front. So again, Russell is not getting by us, and this now is probably costing both of us a little bit of time actually, because we're starting to drop off the back of Mick Schumacher and K-Mag, which is a little bit upsetting. Hopefully Russell can get by and drag us up there again with him. But we seem fast in a straight line, guys, and I don't know, is that maybe just causing issues there for him? Should have us this time. There he goes. He's around. So now the trick for us is to stay within the 1 second window if we can, and get a helping at DRS. Should get it here on this one. So this is our optimal pit lap, so we'll see. We're going to maybe extend one, I think we can, or we're going to go pushing highly aggressive and pit this lap. I think is probably the best option for us. Keep us on our strategy. I don't think we got the DRS. Oh, that's upsetting. So what we're going to do instead is deploy. Just use a little bit of energy. And Russell is managing to close the gap.
They've moved up a place.
So there goes Alex into the pits. Now we need to keep an eye on Alex when he comes out, because we need to slow everything down. But for now we can jump on board with Tio. And he's having a right old ding dong with so there comes Alex out of the pit with Vettel. So instantly we need to go to neutral and we need to go to standard, because we just need to conserve his tyres. So what are we doing here? What can we do? We seem to be on a par. Probably do a couple of push laps soon, maybe, just to see can we break the gap. But both Aston Martins seem to be on the tail of Tio. We're just going to keep an eye on Alex as well to see what he can do. Oh, no, don't hit the wall. Thank God he didn't hit the wall.
Let's take a closer look. Now we see the Williams here.
Oh, that's upsetting. So I was riding on board.
And that's the lockup.
So that's going to cost us dearly, guys. That could be Tio out of this episode of the race. We'll just have to see how he goes. Will he be able to catch back up to the Aston Martins? Probably not. But yeah. So we're at a little bit of a quiet period here, guys. So we're just going to speed it up a little bit. Alex is doing his finest. If we get Alex close to Theo, obviously we'll switch him pretty quick. In fact, we could probably set that now not to fight teammate, because he's probably going to close up rather quickly. Or at least I would expect him to. So here we go, guys. Everybody's into the pits. So we need to be riding on board now with Alex to see where he'll come out. He should get Stroll, Bottas. Where is Magnussen? Magnussen is... Ooh. Magnussen is a good bit up the road. So a lot of people have pitted there. Yeah, we didn't really make much benefit from it, so we're just going to again speed it up. Seems like a little bit of a bore fest at the moment. Mick Schumacher's in the pits. He's going to get going and be well ahead of us. And Bottas is after catching and passing Alex, which is a bit of a concern.
A position gained for Alfa Romeo.
So this is an interesting stage of the race, guys. This could make or break us. And then Theo gets out of the way nicely of...
Looks like that was a position gained.
So we don't need
for
to have
Alfa
him on the
Romeo.
fight setting anymore. Ocon is now in the pits as well. So we're just going to get to Theo's pit window, guys, and then we can adjust his race strategy as well. But for now, he's doing an okay job. And Alex has lost the toe. So this is not good. We'd rather be on the back of that train with Vettel, but we are catching it.
That's a good overtake from Alpine.
It's just taking a bit of time. Norris is pitted. Ocon now will overtake us and hopefully drag us along. Ah, Theo locked up again.
Alpine just advanced.
So we don't need to see that.
Oh, big lock up there.
Theo's really not enjoying these tyres at the moment. And thankfully we can now ditch him. So we're going to open pit window. Swap to the hard tyres. Pit this lap. And we're going to tell him to go aggressive. And push. So we're just going to burn up the last of Theo's medium tyres. We just don't seem to have much in terms of pace here this weekend. It seems to be a bit of a struggle for us in general. So I'm just going to be wary of all that.
And there's an overtake
Don't
from
think
Williams.
we're actually 23 seconds behind Bottas, but nope, it's more like 2.5, which that's what it is. Vettel is in the pits, Ricciardo's in the pits, so we're working our way back up with Alex. Theo's also pitting this lap. So I get the feeling Theo could be stoned last year once this is all said and done. And he is. But that's from 2 lockups, which have cost him dearly in this race, guys. So now we're going to leave Theo as is on the hards, pushing. And he'll be pushing on the mediums later. We just watch his fuel for a bit. Alex doing his thing. That gap is incorrect, so let me reset that. It's a 3.1 second gap to Bottas. Now there is no real slower cars in front. And this could be a safety car, guys.
That's a crash. Here's the replay.
Russell has crashed.
Now
Let's see how
look at
bad it
this.
is.
Here's George Russell.
Has he taken out? Oh.
And that's an off. And a big off.
He might need to pit, but I thought he might take out the Haas as well there. They were so close together. But he didn't. So Russell is now behind us. That promotes Alex's space. But the main thing for Alex now is just to run this as uninterrupted as we possibly can. Hopefully get a toe from 1 or 2 drives. we should get the DRS here, and we do. So if we can stick with a car and just be dragged along, that will really suit Alex's race to the ground. I'd be hoping we could do that here. What tyres are people running? Everybody's on the hards bar Russell, who's now in the pits. So that's really going to cost Russell in this race. So we just need to see what we can do here, guys. This was the concern about running Alex so hard on the softs to begin with, that we'd have to at some stage extend the stint, and we picked the hard tyres, the slowest tyre to do it. So I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but we'll see. So far we are getting the nice tow here from Esteban, so that's good. As I say, all we need to do is stick with the rear wing, and he is slowly dragging us towards that group in front. Gap is down to 2.5, so that's good. Theo is working his own race, but we're going to have to just get him to watch his fuel. So again, we're just going to go ×4 for a bit, guys. Not a whole pile happening. So we're just going to speed it up and see what's going on out there, and hopefully Alex keeps that tow, which he seems to be able to do at the moment. And Ocon is ever so slowly, and Joe has had an accident, I think, there.
I think there's been a lock-up.
Because he's now dropped behind us. We can check that out.
Take a look now. Let's take another look. There
all by
we have
himself.
Joe. And there's the lock-up.
Last corner seems to be catching a lot of people out, guys.
Okay, there's a big crash.
Okay.
Ooh, we've lost DRS.
Sounds like there's been a crash.
Use the rest.
So we're just going to increase our pace and thing to try and slip back here into the DRS of Esteban.
And a new position, just gained by Williams.
Don't think it's really working though, is it? We're just going to go back to our race. I think that didn't really work out for us. Yep. Esteban left us for dead there. So we're loitering just outside the top 10 with Alex, guys, and Joe will probably come back at us at some stage. Theo again is lapping around there by himself. Sunoda is now last place, thankfully. So yeah, it's a little bit of a, I won't say a bore fest, but a little bit. We're just race management here at the moment. See, can we do anything with either driver? I think Theo's chances really is trying to beat the Aston Martins, so he's got to do something to close that gap. It's now 10 seconds, so I don't know, will he be able to do it? But we'll see. And I would have thought by having the pace on aggressive, we should be that bit quicker than the guys in front, unless they are also doing something similar. It's hard to know what other teams are doing, which is what makes it so exciting. But I know we're definitely lacking pace in the car as well, guys, and that is clearly visible. Now, if Theo didn't make his 2 mistakes, I reckon he'd be on the back of Norris. He'd be scrapping with this duel, so again, it's something we need to work on. We have a yellow flag in sector 3.
Oh, there's a spin!
And it's Stroll who spins, so that might drop him a bit closer to Theo. Now if we flick to the rearward camera, we'll see that Joe is right on the back here. Everybody seems to be catching out in that last corner. So we're just going to keep it on a bit of a quick pace. And I would expect Joe to go by us here shortly. Never opened his DRS, which is interesting. He'll get another helping here surely. And again, I don't think he's opened it. Interesting. Alonso's in the pit, so he's obviously damaged something. That's a shame because he was having a fantastic race there. He was ahead of Hamilton. And I think he's out of the pits now, is he? Still showing in. Oh, he's out of the pits. And are we right out behind him? Oh, that's going to be great for us, guys. We might get a helping of DRS here. Oh, we didn't. That is so unlucky. There goes Joe though. So we might get a bit of helping here. DRS is active for us.
Alfa Romeo just moved up a place.
So that is good for us because it just drags us along. Alex is doing a good job of looking after his tyres. So we might be able to get him to move a little bit up on pace. We'll just do it for a lap or two. See, can we get him just to stay with Joe a little bit. Because he was conserving his tyres pretty well, so we're happy enough with that. Sure. Oh, that was Tsunoda. Wow, he's having a terrible race. So we breeze down the inside of Joe, so that's good. Russell now might drag Ricciardo with him a little bit towards us, but we'll see.
And a new position just gained by Williams.
Potential we could squeeze a point out of this performance, but we need a few things to line up for us. Other than that, it's looking like a P14, 15, that kind of a scenario. So I think Russell is quick. He's even setting the fastest lap of the race, so he's definitely coming through. Lando, I would expect to be a bit closer, but given his troubles, might not affect us. So it's really Joe and Russell that might do it. So we just have to see how that gap performs between us and Ricciardo as well. So it's kind of that P14, P15 is where we're sitting at the moment. Now I think we can run our tyres a little bit longer on this because again we're on track so far. So we don't need to be worried too much. And Russell has joined the party now. So I expect somebody to come through from behind here shortly. It looks like Russell could be the man to make the move on Joe.
We've had a crash.
So we're riding on board there with Russell just for a bit to see the perspective from behind. And see how we're getting on. Doing okay. Tio is managing slowly to get back into grips with Sebastian, which is good as well. He's kind of bringing his race back together. I would expect Russell to breeze past us at some stage as well. Just given the relative car performances, here he comes. He's going to get stuck behind Joe though. And all this squabbling is slowly allowing Ricardo to catch up to us, guys, so that's not good either. Vettel must have pitted, I missed it because Tio is now leading that little group battle. Another yellow flag in sector 3. Oh, Joe has just had a big accident. So we're going to ignore safety car out for both.
There's been a crash. Sounds like a single
interesting car. Guys, interesting. So while the safety car is out, we're going to take a quick break, guys, and we'll be back after the safety car has finished. and we'll pick up racing because we ain't going to do any pit stops just yet, even though it's probably a good time to do it as everybody else. Oh, should I pit? Should I pit? Should I pit? Will the soft tires go to the end from here? How many laps did I get out of the soft tires there? 22 out of the soft tires there on a normal run. We are on lap 39, so 20 laps is 59. So I think we will actually pit Alex. Pit options, I'm going to stick him into a set of mediums. So he's going to be pitting this lap, so that would make the best sense of our position. I think with Theo we're going to leave him out a bit longer because that's his race strategy. So there goes Alex into the pits. Hopefully he should come out in a strong P14. And hopefully he can gain right up onto the back. So again, if we didn't pit, he'd be up to P6 now, but I think the smarter decision, and there we breeze past the safety car. The smarter decision was to pit him. So, and again, we probably actually could have pitted Theo as well. ERS fully charged, so we'll go to deploy. So should we have pitted Theo as well? I think we might. You know, it might have been the smarter call. It's a cheap pit stop. Theo is driver 15. Where is the safety car in all this? Safety car is there. Oh, Theo is behind the safety car, so that's terrible. We should have pitted Theo as well. Oh, mercy.
Was that a lock up on the track?
And this is what's upsetting now. I'd be liking to see if Theo could be left through, but he won't. So I think now, and that's our chance gone to pit Theo. We made a huge mistake there. Should have pitted Theo as well, but we won't. And what we'll do is let it run him a little bit longer. Yeah, Theo's race is kind of ruined by all that. So we'll be back here in a second, guys, while the safety car is unfolding, and we'll be back here for the last 20 laps of this race. So we are back racing after the safety car, guys. Now Theo has lost out big time because, as we saw, he got caught behind the safety car, and I don't know why Sebastian Vettel is dive bombing me, but he was. So we're going to just put Alex to an aggressive strategy now, on the hope that he can just a little bit maybe, and we can actually get him pushing too because he's got so much fuel. And it's the scene here for so we're going to ignore that now because he's already made his pit stop.
Can afford to drop back.
So we'll see now what places we pick up, because there is another batch of pit stops to happen, guys. So it should be interesting to see what way it all unfolds. I think, do we get DRS here? We don't have it just yet. I think all the lap cars have managed to get out of our way as well, so should be interesting to see where it all shakes out. We're safe enough now in P14 the way this is falling. I do feel like we should have maybe pitted Theo as well.
Use DRS.
But unfortunately he missed out on that. It was just my own brain fart. Didn't quite think about it properly. And we now get DRS with the rest of the boys here, so we should now be in this train. Who hasn't pitted is the answer. Ricardo. Oh, there goes Magnussen. So Ricardo is the one and Gasly is another. So we just need to make sure that we survive and look after our tyres as well. So we're just going to go to standard here for a while we have the DRS. Hopefully we can just make our tyres stretch out just that little bit and maybe push towards the end. Did make one mistake during the safety car period. I had left Alex on deploy for some bizarre reason. And by leaving him on deploy, that cost him a lot of energy, so instead of being at 100%, he's running kind of in that 70-odd%. But we're having a good old ding-dong here. And once we can stay with Magnussen, we should be all okay, because that's where the points are, or it's actually Mick Schumacher. That's where the last point is going to be won and lost, so we're in for that now, guys. Who did I say? Oh, Ricardo hasn't pitted, so we actually need to jump Ricardo here, so we're going to go aggressive. We're going to go deploy. Because our tyres will be better than Ricardo's, and we certainly don't need to get stuck behind them. So that should be us back onto the back of Mick.
And there's an overtake from Williams.
And that's us through on Mick Schumacher. So we're currently now P10, guys. This is fantastic. Gasly has yet to pit, so he will fall behind us as well.
And a new position, just gained by Williams.
This is all pretty good. How is... Theo can actually probably run a little bit harder now. I think he's conserved his tyres enough that he can run his original race strategy till the end. And hopefully with the 10 laps left he can maybe grab... Well, he should get one of the Aston Martins, but hopefully grab the second one as well. There he goes past Lance Stroll, that's good stuff. So we are slowly falling off the back of Carlos Sainz, which would be expected. There's a couple of outliers in this group above us. But the fact that a few more have to make pit stops is boding well. They're probably going to be on the soft, so I'd assume the next lap or two those guys will be pitting. Yeah, Theo is doing a good job there, and once his tyres catch up to Alex's tyres, we can then run Alex hard to the end of the race as well. That would be a sound strategy. Now Theo can probably only realistically maybe get Sebastian. I don't know, does he have enough in him to catch up to Lando? Probably doesn't. But we've 8 laps left. Tyre life is looking like it will hold up for here. There'll be another couple of laps before we can both run them on the aggressive strategy. But we're doing a good job here holding up Alex, or not Alex, we are Alex, holding up Mick Schumacher. K-Mag is kind of falling behind, I think, a little bit. And sorry if my voice keeps changing during this recording, as I'm still under the weather a little bit with the flu. Not as blocked up as I was, but every now and then my throat just catches, and when I clear it I'm okay until it builds back up again. So that is our scenario, but we're doing okay, guys. We've P10 at the moment, and we're getting pretty close to that threshold point where I think both drivers can run the aggressive strategy. There goes Mick Schumacher. So we should get DRS, or a helping of it at least.
Haas with an overtake there. Sounds like someone's locked up. Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position. Oh, we've had a spin. That's a good overtake from Alpine. Has crossed the line first. And a new position just gained by Williams.
Leave core increase, please.
Yes, okay.
Okay, checkered flag.
Thank you, guys. That's the flag.
So that's us at the end of the race, guys. Whatever way I just looked, I realised the last maybe 5 or 6 laps I was muted, so I do humbly apologise about that. What a fantastic race we had. Alex managed to pick up a World Championship point after having an ebb and flow there with Alonso first, who was just so fast in those soft tyres, and then managed to hold off Mick Schumacher right at the end. So that was fantastic going. Unlucky for Theo. Couple of lockups and running wides cost him during the race. He ultimately got caught by that safety car though, so that did cost him as well. And yeah, but for Williams, guys, we picked up another World Championship point, and we had our P7 secured, but this just makes it that bit more comfortable.
And that's it for this season of Formula 1. The teams will be working hard in the break, gearing up for another year of thrilling F1 action.
So again, many apologies for the lack of commentary in the last couple of laps. I muted for a cough, and obviously got excited in the racing and never unmuted my mic. So again, humbly apologise for that, guys. But we can see Alex made up 3 places after a few engine penalties. Theo dropped 1 place all in all, but again, pretty good. I think overall P16 is pretty good for Theo. Alex really has been the star performer for us. So we go to the drivers. You can see that Alex has doubled the points at Theo, and just Esteban there at the end stretched away with 10 points there in the end. So he did okay in that last race. It was pretty close between us, but we beat both McLarens, we beat both Hasses, we beat both Aston Martins, and we beat 1 Alpha and 1 Alpha Tauri, Alfa Romeo and 1 Alpha Tauri. So yeah, all in all, guys, it's been a pretty good season for us. If we go to constructors, you can see we're a little bit off Alpha Tauri, but all in all, what's that, 26 points, 27 points? It's not a bad showing. And again, we had a healthy lead on McLaren, so we confirmed ourselves, and we had 1 fastest lap all season. Nice. Don't know where that came, but I'll take that, guys. So that's the end of the 2022 calendar season. We finished up here in Abu Dhabi, so we'll be back in a second with a quick season review, guys, and we'll see where we fall out heading into the 2023 season. So guys, you join me here quickly for the end of season review. So our target this season was to finish 9th. We managed to finish 7th. Long-term target, which is due by 2024, so we have next season and the season after to complete this, is to score points in 50% of the season races. Now, we weren't far off because we scored points in 9 races this year out of 11, or 22 being the full Grand Prix. So we scored out of 9 of them. We definitely had a better second half of the season once our car development kicked in and stuff, so that was good to see. We'll quickly flick here to the next screen. Yep, so our team rating going into next year isn't going to change. Is that correct? That can't be right. I would have assumed we would have got a bump on our constructors finishing, but we didn't. We finished 7th. Best driver was Albon, who was 11th in the drivers. And our team rating stayed the same. We have a high board confidence, and we got a team bonus of 1.5 million. So that is everything, guys. So we do have a contract here to sign for Alex, but we have to just wait for him to come back to the table. We are not going to be signing Jack Aiken back to the team. That will not be happening. So I think with Alex, we're going to start working on his overall pace. I think these attributes will get him through. And obviously with Theo, we are probably still looking at developing him as a driver, really. So he's got a long way to go in this, guys. A long way to go. With that said, I don't think we have anything here to dish out. We don't. Facilities is all okay. Pit crew performance. So our pit crew performance is going to drop next year. So we just need to keep an eye on that and develop a few areas. And these are the regulation changes for next season as well, guys. So just a reminder, we gained the gearbox, engine and ERS limit. So we've gained 1 unit each for next season, and there was a 5% reduction across the board in the car performance. And our cost cap has been reduced as well, guys, which actually is something I forgot about. So our cost cap is down from 141.2 million to 136.2. So we're down $5 million. So that should be interesting to see. If we click on finances, where were we on the breakdown? I think for the cost cap we were actually pretty good. Yeah, we still had 70 odd million remaining, so we never really burned through it all, but we didn't earn enough to burn through it all. So we're going into the winter with 32 million, but I think we get to pick engines and stuff for next year, and we can start our development early for next year's car, so we've all that good stuff to look forward to. So guys, I think we'll call it here. This has been the Formula 1 Manager 2022 game, and this has been the first season playthrough with Williams Racing. So if you've liked what you've seen, guys, be sure to leave a comment, hit that like button. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe, guys. For all you who've been watching and following along, I appreciate it as always. And guys, until I think it's Bahrain in 2023, we'll see you all again, guys. Take care.